why do we talk to ourselves? Can you tell us about the purpose of this?
Yeah, no, thank you for starting us off with that question. I think it's a great one because I think so many of us instantly think about the negative side of the voice in our head. Oh my God, there it goes again. The inner critic is unleashed or I'm ruminating. But the truth is, we evolved this capacity to talk to ourselves because it serves us well in many different contexts. So when I use the term inner voice, what I'm talking about is our ability to silently use language to reflect on our lives. And it turns out that that's a kind of superpower that we possess that lets us do many, many different things. I like to think about our inner voice as a type of Swiss Army knife of the human mind. And so let me walk you through a couple of the positive features it provides for us. At the most basic end of the spectrum, your inner voice lets you keep information active in your head. So I don't know about you, but I often will be tasked to go to the grocery store and will inevitably forget what my partner told me to buy. And so I'm walking down the aisle and halfway through, oh, what did my wife tell me to get? And then I rehearse the list: eggs, milk, cheese. That's me using my inner voice. We use our inner voice to keep small bites of verbal information active in our head. So if I asked you to repeat a phone number in your head, memorize it, you'd be using your inner voice. And we rely on our inner voice for that purpose all the time. That is a very basic thing we do, right? Like we try to keep information active in our heads. So that's one thing your inner voice lets you do. It also helps us simulate and plan, like before a big presentation or an interview or a date. People will often rehearse what they're going to say in their head. I sometimes take this to an extreme. I'll rehearse what I'm going to say during a presentation. Then I'll imagine what the most obnoxious audience member could possibly ask me. And then I'll respond to them, usually quite aggressively. I'm much more aggressive in my head than I am in real life.
You're like, zing, gotcha.
That's right. I'll say the things I wish I would say in person, but would never have the audacity to do. But that's a tremendous capacity, this ability to simulate and plan how we're going to behave, what we're going to say. We use our inner voice to do that. We use our inner voice to coach ourselves along when we're trying to exercise self-control. So when I'm exercising, I'll count down how many reps I have left and motivate myself. Come on, 3 more sets and then you get to go have breakfast. Right? I'm talking to myself as I do that. And then finally, and this is, if I had to choose between my favorite functions of the inner voice, this last one I'm going to tell you about is probably my favorite. Our inner voice lets us tell stories about our lives that give shape to our understanding of who we are. So, we experience events that we don't really understand. Like, why did that person say this to me? Or, why was my kid excluded from that activity? When that happens, we tend to turn our attention inward to make sense of those experiences and essentially create stories that give us a sense of understanding why this occurred. And your inner voice helps you do that. It helps storify our life. And those stories, those really speak to our sense of self. They help shape our sense of who we are. So keeping information active in your heads, planning, controlling yourself, storytelling, your inner voice helps you do all of those things. You would not want to live life without one.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Iyanla Vanzant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.